Okay, class. So basically, threw the trees in, the ground plane, let it dry for a little bit. I even used my hair dryer and blew it off, and then came in with just sort of a little bit of a light wash, a little bit of blue, a little bit, just a touch of purple. And my technique was simply to use the end of my, I call kind of this water brush, the fan brush actually, and just sort of did this to kind of get those little dark areas. So again, just gonna keep it nice and light. The big contrast is obviously going to be the turkey itself. And one reason why I picked this subject was that I'm not looking at the black. And what you want to start with is you want to start with the lightest lights, like I've always said. So we're going to start with the blue through here. And if you kind of ignore the black areas, the underside, or basically the underside of the feathers, you just see the pure color. The bright blue goes through here, a little darker blue. See this? The dark blue, then it turns to green, then yellow, and then the orange through here. But you see how so we're going to work on this transition right about through here of just this, and then we'll come back later and possibly put in some of the black here. But I think this transition of just the pure color, again, you ignore the black and just see how this transitions. Should be interesting. We'll try this fairly quick. I know our class doesn't last that long. So we're just gonna make some pure color here. I'm not gonna do the face yet or the eyes, because the eyes, I've discovered with animals, you can be pretty basically free and just sort of spontaneous with most of the creatures. But the eyes, you gotta get the eyes and the expression have to be pretty tight. So I'm gonna leave that alone for now. So just put a little blue in through here. And a little bit of a light brush. I want a little bit of the white coming through in case later I want to do something. That actually has a little bit of purple in it. Just a little bit of that. And we have that transition down through here. And again, I'm not worried about the black. This comes through here, maybe a little bit of this. A little lighter brush. Take a light brush that now I've gotten sort of, took the paint off with sort of a dry brush. Do a little more blending here. But you get this really neat rainbow effect through here, which is really a lot of fun. So I'm taking this up just a little bit. Add a little more yellow in there. Probably about right. So we've got that nice little rainbow effect coming through here. I'm going to stop. Let's see, a little bit of, stop just at the edge here, just a little bit. That's the edge of the feathers. A little bit up in here. Come in a little bit of that dabbing. A little bit gives it sort of that feather texture to it, which I think we'll do a little bit later, but I want to want to cover it up. So I'm kind of going in here like this. A little bit of the tan just for the beak. Just like that. And the eye is pretty interesting. I don't want to get too, it's kind of an orange, but I don't want it to blend in with anything else. Probably a little too much water. Want a little drier brush. Let that sit like that. I'm gonna go back here. These are sort of a gray, but there's a little bit of blue in there. Let's see here. So I'm gonna put a little bit of that, got a little patch of gray through here. We'll just put a little bit of that gray down here, sort of a shadow. You got, this kind of comes up through like this. I like this idea, especially doing animals, is just sort of that little bit of that dot pattern, a little bit. And then we'll come back in here. I'm gonna keep this sort of white, but you got these little dots in here. Again, this is a black with a little bit of blue in it. Just using that tip. As it starts to dry, you can start to put a little bit of detail in. And I don't think I'm going to put a lot of detail into it, because I think I'll just like this transition of the color. I'll get some orange in here. Yeah, I'm not gonna do the black in there. I'm just gonna just use my brush and don't forget we got blues in here too, which are neat. I think that's a nicer line than just putting a line in there. Just do that little dot pattern.